Ever wondered how humans made it to space? It might seem impossible, but the real story is even more fascinating. Because getting to space isn't just about going up, it's about overcoming some of the toughest challenges imaginable. So if getting to space is so difficult, the first thing we need to understand is how far away it really is. Surprisingly, space doesn't begin that far from Earth. At around 100 kilometers above the surface, you reach a boundary known as the Kármán Line. It sounds close, but reaching it is incredibly difficult. Even before we think about reaching that height, we have to deal with something much more powerful: gravity, a force that's pulling everything back towards Earth. Gravity keeps everything grounded, including rockets. So the real challenge is not just getting there, it's escaping this force in the first place. Escaping gravity isn't easy. To stay in space, a rocket needs to reach an incredible speed, around 28,000 kilometers per hour. If it's any slower, it simply falls back to Earth. So getting to space isn't just about going up, it's about going fast enough. But even reaching that speed isn't the first obstacle a rocket faces. Before it can even get close to space, the rocket has to push through something else. The atmosphere, a massive layer of air surrounding our planet. As the rocket climbs higher, it pushes through the atmosphere. This creates drag, slowing it down. And at the same time, friction generates intense heat, so the rocket must be powerful enough and strong enough to survive this journey. Once it finally breaks through the atmosphere, you might expect the hardest part to be over, but that's where things get even more interesting. Instead of continuing straight up, the rocket slowly begins to tilt and move sideways. This curved motion is called a gravity turn, because staying in space isn't about going higher, it's about moving fast enough around the Earth. Reaching that kind of speed takes an enormous amount of energy. That's why rockets are built in stages. Each stage carries its own fuel and engines. As the rocket burns fuel, it becomes lighter. And once a stage is empty, it's dropped. This is called stage separation. By shedding weight, the rocket becomes faster and more efficient. And all of this leads to one final goal: orbit. To stay in orbit, a spacecraft must travel at around 7.8 kilometers per second. At this speed, it keeps falling toward Earth, but never actually hits it. Instead, it keeps falling around the Earth, circling around it again and again. So even though space is just 100 kilometers away, reaching it is one of the hardest things humans have ever done. But reaching orbit isn't the end of the journey. Next, it depends on where we want to go. Some missions stay close to Earth, heading to the International Space Station. Others travel farther, to the Moon. And some go even beyond that, to planets like Mars, where humans hope to go in the future. From here, depending on our destination, we adjust our orbit and set our path. And how we actually do that is a story for another time.